All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
All right, good morning, and welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Of course, it's rise and grind, tip of the spear. You know how we do it on this show. We go after everybody. At the end of the day, we try to bring you the facts, the sauce, the evidence, the receipts. Unlike other shows, we don't follow anybody blindly. We look for the good news. We're trying to educate and unify the country one episode at a time. Of course, we bring you, domestic and international news. So, George B.
Yes.
What's shaking bacon? How are you, man?
Oh, I'm good. You know, I snuck in a quick haircut before the show. I was able to get that in.
I was kind of surprised you were over there doing that. That was
Well,
fast.
I'm going out to lunch with a bunch of Homeland Security guys. One of them being a good friend of ours, Steve Gray. So
Yeah, nice.
gonna hang out with them. I'm gonna ask him like, yo, can we do a ride along? I'm gonna ask him that.
Yeah.
No,
You
for
should.
real. Yeah, I want to do a ride along. He might be listening right now.
I'd love to do. I'd love to see you on a ride along. Can you get we need you to have like your body cam and your.
My
I
wife.
like it. We need a body cam on you.
Oh yeah, I'll get
Get
rigged
live
up.
action. Get it hooked on your shoulder so we can get the full cam thing. Yeah, I love Steve Gray. He's a great guy, and anything we can do to support the guys and the work they're doing, we appreciate everything we're doing, and of course, it's important work. So, love to have any of those guys. Always, whatever we can do to help. All right. Well, listen, of course, if you love the show, you know the drill. Thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. If you can do the paid subscription, it's $5 a month. It's not very much, but that recurring billing helps us. We have lots of overhead when it comes to these shows. And of course, anything you can do, if you'd like to sponsor the show, you can hit us up at info@thebigmig.com. That's info@thebigmig.com. We're always looking for like-minded sponsors. We've got a great audience, millions and millions of views. And the most important thing you guys can do is hit that follow button. If you're here for the first time, get in the chat. Let us know. We'll give you a shout out on the show. We want to hear from our new listeners.
Can I stop you real quick?
Oh yeah, please.
It's because you brought up the chat. So the Mike Schwartz show rated us. Thank you, Dr. Mike Schwartz. Make sure you check out his show. And let me see, Cat Lover. What's up, Cat Lover, in the chat? Ultra MAGA Girl 45. She passed her test to become a corrections officer. See, I told you you'd pass. Congratulations. Hold on. Let's give her a proper applause.
Well done. Well done. We're happy for you. Of course, we're proud of you too.
And I put my email again in there for you, so I don't know. Make sure you copy it right. But Mini Ball. Hello, Mini Ball. All right, you can go, Lance.
All right. So listen, of course, the big thing that you can do for us is hit those follows. Now, we need important follows. If you guys are on YouTube, go over and find the Big Mig channel. They never gave us back our original channel. They let us reopen. They don't seem to be messing with us. But we need to regrow. We had a 30,000 follower account. We didn't get that. So whatever we can do to grow on YouTube, Locals and Rumble, of course, Rumble's our home base. All those follows matter. So if you like the show, if you're here for the first time, on your way out the door, make sure you hit the follow if you love the show. That way you'll get notifications of when we're coming on. And then you can find us on social media. We'll be doing a lot of posting. I've been a little under the weather for a couple of days, so the posting hasn't been as good as it should be, and that's my fault. So just let me take ownership of that. George has been doing a lot of coverage.
Shame, Lance Migliaccio.
I've been pretty bad. I was bedridden over the weekend, pretty tough. So anyway, I'm starting to feel better. Back in the saddle. Follow, subscribe, comment, share. If you can do a Rumble Rant tip, fantastic. And of course, we love our sponsors. Let's talk about the guys at Genesis Gold Group. These are your go-to guys for gold and silver. We've talked about it many times on the show. You can do IRAs, you can do regular bullion investment. And this is the 62.2 gram prepper bar. It's perforated and very easily broken down in your choice of 3 separate denominations to fit a multitude of needs. And what are those needs? Well, look, let's face it. You never know what's going to happen to the U.S. dollar. So far, the administration hasn't balanced the budget. We don't know how we're going to pay down the debt. They haven't paid back Social Security. You need a backup plan. What I love about the prepper bars, you can see it's perforated, and you can see there's 3 different denominations. You can just snap off a small piece to make a payment. You can use it for diversification, asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or of course, its unique utility for making payments that are smaller than what a 1 ounce token of silver or gold. You don't want to walk around with a pair of tin snips. Having a few of these mixed in with your regular 1 ounce tokens, it's a good idea. It's a way to protect you and your family. It's a great gift. Give it to your grandchildren, your kids, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. Nobody is going to be unhappy about receiving gold and silver at these prices. The guys at Genesis do it right. It comes with an assay report. No counterfeit gold coming out of Genesis Gold Group. The reason we went with Genesis Gold Group, they have a stellar reputation. Okay. You look online, it's a faith-based company. We love that about them. Jonathan Rose and the team, and of course, Keith Height. Great guy. He'll be coming back on the show. We're going to have Keith on regularly to try to do some segments to give you guys kind of updates on what the future of bullion, precious metals holds. He's a very smart guy, been in the industry forever. So listen, head over to let me get it right here, genesisgoldgroup.com. That's right, genesisgoldgroup.com. Let them know the Big Mig Show sent you. They've got a discount for you. And of course, you can call them at 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154. Now, you can use that same number if you want to do some IRA conversion, 401k, regular bullion purchases for your regular portfolio, or the prepper bar. All that's available at the same phone number. Let Keith and the team know we sent you over. We really appreciate it. GenesisGoldGroup.com.
Oh, is that my cue? Hold on.
It's your cue.
Break me off a piece of that prepper bar.
Exactly. That's George's cue. We got to get a little singing in. It is what it is.
Oh, God.
All right. So we always talk about transparency, accountability, consequences. And we're hoping for the best, but sometimes I'm worried that I expect the worst when I hope for the best, because what I want for this country, I want the country unified. I want to feel like I can count on a free and fair election, even if I don't get the guy that I voted for. If the American public feels like somebody is the better choice, then so be it. I'm willing to accept that. But what I don't want is installed politicians. What I don't want is an election system that's not much better than the third world country. In fact, some of the third world countries have better election systems than us. I want voter ID. I want John Thune to get off his ass, and I want Congress to pass the SAVE Act. Are they going to? I don't know, but Trump is going to be dropping, and we've got this from our sources also. He's got election fraud bombshells incoming. A lot of it's foreign. I don't know how much domestic's going to be covered, but I heard it specifically from somebody that's in the know that he is going to be exposing and showing actual documentation and proof of foreign interference in our election, specifically the Joe Biden election. Now, does this overlap into every other election? We'll have to wait and see. George, how do you feel about this? There's a lot of activity online. AOC is saying some really dumb things. Listen, Trump is saying this is really big news. I hope it's as big as he's saying it. I'm hoping it is as big as the hype I'm hearing behind the scenes from our sources. I'd love to hear in the chat what you guys think, but I want to hear from George first. George, you've been on top of this the last couple of days pretty strong. Tell me how you're feeling. I don't, even that face is making me uneasy.
Yeah, I'll go solo so you can blow your nose. All right, here's the thing. We have an ongoing investigation out of Florida, right, for election fraud. The FBI is investigating to have the Georgia case. So why would you talk about evidence or stuff you have while cases are going on? This is what's bothering me. That's number one. You shouldn't be doing that. Number two, all the stuff he's going to tell us, we already know. We talked about it since it happened. We got thrown off of social media accounts for making conspiracy theories, false claims. Meanwhile, we all know it was true. We exposed a lot. Germany, Italy, Serbia, China. We know. The question is, you can tell everybody, oh, we had the goods, here's the proof. Oh, great, good. Well, if you had the proof and it happened, how come no one's been arrested? How come no one's been charged? Anything. I'm going to tell you, we'll cover what he says Friday morning, because he's doing this Thursday night. We'll cover it, don't get me wrong. But I'm just going to let you guys know right now. And I can tell you what the public's going to say. Oh, well, no one's been arrested. There's no consequences. How do we know this is true? Did it go through a court? Did they present it? No. If there's foreign interference, there is an executive order that Trump had signed covering foreign interference in election. Well, What are we going to do about it? Is he going to retract all of everything that Joe Biden has signed? If Joe Biden's if it's proven that he's an illegitimate president, everything that he signed, every appointment, is it going to get reversed? And let's start with SCOTUS Kenji Jackson, whatever her freaking name is. She shouldn't be a Supreme Court justice. I'm just going to give you that for example. Any executive order that he signed, get back. Oh, what about all them pardons? We all know they're auto pen anyway, most of them. They should be reversed anyway, but if he shows to be illegitimate, all those pardons should be reversed. And then we should be seeing freaking Fauci being arrested, Hunter Biden being arrested, and all the other ones. J6 committee, that whole freaking panel of retards being arrested. Will we? Because that's the only way you're going to know. I can show you paperwork. I don't know. Here, this proves this. Look at this election interference and this and that. Ain't going to mean shit, man. This is what I'm aggravated about.
And I got to make a comment. I'm going to go on the record.
Because everybody, all these influencers are going to go, oh, look at a bombshell. Look, they cheated, this and that.
I'm going to go on the record. I don't like the way John Ratcliffe didn't expose what he knew during President Trump's first term. I am uneasy about John Ratcliffe. I don't know that he can be trusted. I feel like he sat on a lot of information that could have been brought out, that could have created a lot of havoc and should have been released. It was his job to release it. And now all of a sudden he's back on team election interference. I don't know how you guys feel about it. You tell me. Ratcliffe was supposed to be doing all this stuff in the first Trump administration. We heard all these stories about how he was going to be dropping bombshells and he was going to be doing this and he was going to be doing that. And all we got out of that fucking guy was crickets. So you tell me in the audience, do you guys trust John Ratcliffe? I don't have any comment on Bill Pulte. I have heard a lot of great things about Bill Pulte from people that know him directly. I'm not going to say who told me, but they said he's a real American. He's a really good guy. So I'm going to go with that. FBI Director Kash Patel. Well, government gangsters. It's sitting in my bathroom from when I don't go to Costco for toilet paper. I can use the pages. So far, I haven't seen jack shit out of him. Mark Wayne Mullen, I'm going to reserve judgment on. I don't know him. I think he's been doing a good job over there at Homeland Security. So I'm going to say that I like what he's been doing. But how do you guys feel about John Ratcliffe? In the chat, I'd like to know, do you trust him? Because I feel like he knew all this during Trump's first term. Why didn't he drop those bombshells then? He knew about the foreign interference. We've heard the stories. We've heard a lot. George, what's that one sheriff's name that is on top of
Sheriff Darleaf in Michigan?
Yeah, Sheriff Darleaf came out with tons of stuff about Eastern Bloc election interference. And of course, what did they do? They attacked him. So is this going to be a breakthrough? Is this going to be tied into the FBI raid on Georgia's Fulton County? I tried to directly ask that question, and nobody was sure that it was tied to the FBI. I'm not saying it's not. Is it going to be tied to the case that's going on in Florida? I don't know. They didn't know about that either, but they said that the information was going to be put out. Some of it confirms what we already thought, and there's going to be some new information. Now, there are over 60 court cases that found no widespread fraud. My question is, the judges that participated in this cover-up, are they going to be arrested? See, I want Donald Trump to come on, and I want him to give us all the information. I want to say right now we have indictments pending on 300, 400, 1,000 people. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear the indictments have been presented to the grand jury, and we're waiting for arrest warrants to be issued.
Lance, forgot to say, Todd Blanche has got his confirmation hearing today.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Yeah, listen, I'm going to reserve judgment on Blanche. He hasn't been there very long. I don't know what to think of him yet. I hope it's good. I want to rave about Donald Trump finally getting, an AG pick correct, right? Finally getting one right. I'd love Todd Blanche to be that guy. I just don't know him. I don't know of him. I've asked around about him. People have a good opinion of him. So I'm going to go with that for now. And Todd Blanche, he's at least he had a deep state arrest. He's got at least one under his belt. That's a lot better than Blondie got. Pam Bondi. She's disappeared as far as you can tell. Clearly, there was some other plan in her head going on. So the question I've got for the administration: Donald Trump, Dan Scavino, Kash Patel, and all the others? Are you guys going to have the balls to bring a bunch of arrests? Are we going to see people in Congress yanked out of there? Are we going to see FBI agents arrested? Are we going to see judges arrested? Are we going to see people that pulled ballots out from under the tables arrested? Are we going to see arrests in Georgia, Fulton County? Are we going to see arrests all over the country? You know, the bottom line is equal application of the law. Pretty simple. That's not really hard to interpret. Equal application of the law. The rule of law. Enough's enough of this garbage. Let's find out exactly what they're going to do. And are they going to do anything about this entire situation? Are they going to finally make some arrests, George?
Your guess is as good as mine. I just want to give a shout out to somebody new in the chat. The handle is Yo Peanut 56. And you are 100% right, Yo Peanut 56. America needs justice. We do.
America does need justice. I tried to tell somebody the other day on the show, you know, I said to him, people are angry.
But listen, Ultra MAGA Girl 45 brought up, Maduro has the goods. So I'm curious, I mean, did Maduro give them information? You know, he's trying to get a lighter sentence, that dude, or maybe try to get his wife off. Did he give up the goods? We had the other generals from the army that supposedly give up goods.
Yeah, the intelligence guy.
Yeah.
He is supposedly giving up the goods, but is he? And are those goods nailed down? What about Skytel? What about Smartmatic and Dominion?
Here's one better.
Consequences. If they participated, are we going to see consequences for Skytel, Smartmatic, and Dominion?
Here's one even
skating around, no issues at all for any of them.
Here's one better. If Trump comes out tomorrow night and says, we have 100% foreign interference, and let's just say he says China, Serbia, Italy, whatever. Yeah. Is he going to right then and there hamper down the strongest freaking sanctions possible on those countries and make them pay and make them suffer? That's the question. Because if he doesn't do anything like that, then it's all for what? Just to tell people? Yeah. And tell me something we don't know. Tell me something we don't know.
I would add a second thing to that. I want to hear that they've got indictments in front of the grand jury. I want to hear that there are going to be hundreds of arrests related to this. And one thing that George, that you said, and I'm just gonna jump on board with it. Are they going to overturn Joe Biden's fake presidential win? Are they going to go in and say, which nullifies the Biden presidency, which would nullify everything that George just brought up? See, if they nullify the presidency, you don't need to nullify the executive orders. You don't need to nullify those Biden auto pen pardons. You don't need to nullify, because if you nullify the presidency, it's completely done. So the question is, does he have legal basis? Does he have constitutional lawyers standing by to nullify the presidency because there was massive amounts of cheating in the election? Because that's what matters. If we want justice, if we want accountability, it is time for the acts of justice to swing both ways. I want to see government officials yanked out of their jobs. I want to see their pensions pulled, and I want to see them get 10-year plus sentences. Let's fill up the prisons with the real criminals. There's a lot of people in there that are sitting in there that are innocent because the DOJ cheats in their cases. Nobody would have a 95 or 96% conviction rate without cheating. Are members of the Department of Justice going to be arrested? Is Todd Blanche ready to arrest his own? You know, that's the whole thing. I don't like this good old boy network where judges and prosecutors and federal agents get a pass, while the rest of Americans, when they get charged, you don't get a pass. They shove it right up the old, they give it to you just like this.
So I'm going to offer my services because Mama Mac just brought up something great, because I have carpenter skills and building skills. I will volunteer my services to go build the gallows in DC.
I'm not as handy as George, but I'm happy to hand you the wood. I'm happy to do what I can.
I don't know, Lance. You get too distracted. We tried to do that in Florida, but it didn't work out well for me.
I will volunteer my services because I can sleep like a baby. None of this would bother me. I'm happy to be the guy that pulls the handle, that drops the trapdoors down. So I volunteer. Absolutely, I'll sign any forms, whatever I have to do. I'm happy to stand up under the gallows. I will sleep like a baby afterwards. I can be the guy to pull the handle. Okay? I offer that to the American public. Everybody else can sleep.
Okay, here, hold on. And Marcus, guillotine might be cheaper, less wood. Yeah, but the gallows, you could do 3, 4 at a clip, maybe even 5. You know what I'm saying, bro? Guillotine, you got to build how many guillotines?
Yeah. I agree with you, George. And I
hold on,
want to see
Lance, hold on.
I want to see him do the fish twitch.
Yeah, guillotine is just, they don't feel nothing. It's
Yeah.
just sliced, they're done. At least the gallows are like,
Yeah. Yeah. I think let's stack them up on the front lawn like cordwood. At the end of the day, I'm expecting major moves. Kash Patel, government gangsters, put your money where your mouth is. Donald Trump, you said we caught them all many times. You said you were going to drain the swamp. Well, I'm ready for some swamp draining. I'm ready for some arrests. And I want to see all the participants, all the FBI agents, all the Department of Homeland Security, every agent that participated, especially those who participated in the Fed's direction against the J6ers. I want to see full accountability across the board, and I want to see them twitch. And that includes all of them. If Barack Obama's involved, if Hillary Clinton's involved, if Fauci isn't, of course, we know he's involved. If they're all involved, let's get them all dangling. Treason, seditious conspiracy, violating election laws. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's no reason not to do it. But this is the point. I'm tired of hearing about stuff. You guys have made a point. You keep talking and talking and talking. Actions speak louder than words. So I'm throwing down the gauntlet. And John Ratcliffe, you can prove me wrong. But right now, motherfucker, I don't trust you. I'm not sure you can be trusted. So you prove me otherwise. I'm happy to have any of you on the show to discuss this. Ratcliffe, you had a lot of information you sat on through that first administration, and I don't understand why. So that makes you not trustworthy at the moment.
I'm curious to know how Trump is going to present this. Is he going to give all the evidence in detail, or is he just going to give like the summary and maybe let somebody that knows how to like present it better give out the detail to the American?
Well, hopefully it won't
people?
be Mike Lindell presenting it.
Well, I was just going to get to that because we don't need to like another Mike Lindell incident.
Yeah.
Because I love Mike Lindell. He's a great guy, great patriot. But when it comes to election stuff and trying to explain it, it's not for him. I mean, he knows about his pills and all that stuff and other stuff. He's a smart guy, but you know, that's technical stuff. And you need somebody to kind of break it down and simplify it for people to understand. I have a clip here from when reporters asked Trump at the White House. I'm just going to bring it up just to confirm this. I'd like to confirm.
Around the nation are anticipating your big announcement on Thursday night regarding election machines and integrity. Can you give us sort of a sneak peek about what to expect and tell
Well, I'd rather save it. It will concern that subject, and we'll have a couple of other things to
Why
say
should people
also.
watch them?
But I'd rather save it, but it's really big news. It's really, really big news. And our country has to shape up. But that's what we're going to be talking about Thursday is it doesn't get bigger, because without free and fair elections, you don't have a country. We'll be discussing other things too, but it's going to be a very big announcement. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lance, I mean, we'll cover this because he's speaking tomorrow night, so we'll cover it Friday morning. You can bet your fucking ass we'll cover what he's saying and this and that. But from Lance and myself, we're just going to say, we told you so, because we already spoke about all this stuff from when it happened, when we all found out. But Lance,
yeah, and we got a beating over it.
So,
we took a beating. We got suspended. We got banned. You name it.
I want to give a shout out to leader Mike Johnson. At least he's making moves in the House. Yeah. So I mean, this is good.
I'm not a fan, but at least he's made a move here. The House just voted 215 to 211 in favor of the special rules resolution. They're adding the SAVE Act, America Act, to the National Defense Authorization Act. So, of course, the National Defense Authorization Act, hopefully that'll be enough weight to make the SAVE Act go through. Every Democrat, of course, voted no to the resolution, all 210 voting members. And why do they hate voter ID? I can tell you. Because the Democrats love to cheat. They don't want voter ID. They tried to move in 20 to 30 million ghost voters with this immigration move, which people all over the country are suffering the consequences for. It falsely inflated rents. It falsely inflated real estate. It's damaged us. People have had their homes raided. We've had lots of violence from these illegal immigrants. And that's what the Democrats are voting for. And that's what I have to say for the Democrats that watch this show. You have to ask yourself common sense. And again, I'm not telling you that I like party politics. I don't.
You know, it's amazing, though. Every Democrat voted no for this.
I know.
But
every single one.
What's shocking is one Republican voted no, and it's his Rep. Randy Fine, and he's from Florida. I mean, dude.
What a little bitch ass.
You're from Florida. Heavy, heavy, heavy red state. Heavy, heavy for Trump.
Anybody that lives in Randy Fine's district ought to tell him that he's a piece of shit. Like
Even
I
though-
said, maybe Randy Fine shouldn't be able to get coffee. Maybe he shouldn't get his dry cleaning. I'm going to say this to you, that for any Democrats that are watching the show, and we want everybody here. We want Democrats, Republicans, nonpartisans. We love the interaction. You know, we had some leadership from the nonpartisan here on Monday. Great interview. She's got a great plan. I love what they're trying to do. Here's my take.
Wait.
Common sense. I'm going to put this to the audience. Does anybody in the audience think that you shouldn't have to use voter ID? Because common sense for me, I don't give a shit what the reasoning is. I don't care what your political affiliation is. You need an ID for everything else. Why wouldn't you need an ID to vote? Listen, Mexico requires an ID to vote. Now, I have my own opinion of Mexico. Maybe you do too. Third world nations around the globe require voter ID. But yet you've got Democrats all voting no for this resolution to try to get the SAVE Act through. Does anybody in the audience think that that's not strange? I'd like to hear from any Democrats in the audience. If you guys are out there, do you guys accept the fact that they don't want voter ID, that they call it racist? Well, is it racist when you go to buy a gun and you have to use an ID? Is it racist when you get on an airplane and you have to show an ID? See, that's my question. Why is it only racist when it's voting, but it's not racist for every other thing we have to use an ID for? You got to get married, you got to show ID. I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing. And this voter roll garbage, I hope the Postmaster General does exactly what he says he's going to do. I hope he doesn't send out ballots to those states. The fraud and George and I coined a term. You guys can go look it up on the Urban Dictionary. We coined it in the very beginning. Deadbocrats. It was really about the voter rolls and the dead people and all the bad people on the voter rolls. And we did that very early on. Probably one of the reasons we got banned. There's a lot of Urban Dictionary words under George's name and my name. You can take a look, and we did it through the Big Mig. It was different, terminology we coined. My thing is, the House had shut down on June 30th. There was 13 GOP holdouts. I guess Rep. Anna Paulina, she rejected a procedural vote to debate attaching the Save America Act to the NDAA.
Which is smart, because if they attach it, then, the Senate could strip it apart, rip it apart.
Yeah.
So what they did was merge them together. So this way, once the House passes it, then, the Senate, they can't just strip it apart like that. The question is, we have what? I think less than 20 days of session left.
So what's John Thune? Is he going to support this, George, or is he going to be a fly in the ointment as usual?
Shit, I don't know, Lance. That's a good question. I mean, I don't trust John Thune. But John Thune now can't say, I don't want to drop the filibuster, we don't have the votes. Well, now you can't do that, bro. Can't do that on this one. So let's see if he comes up with an excuse. I don't know. We'll see.
I got to say this next thing.
We're down one senator. By the way, so.
Is Mitch McConnell dead? Does anybody know?
I don't know. So, hold on. So Lindsey Graham, he passed. So the governor of South Carolina appointed his sister, Darlene, to be the senator. But there's going to be elections coming up for that seat. She's just interim, which is smart because we need that vote. I was like, oh my God, why are we getting another Graham in there? But it's okay. That's only interim.
Do you know anything about her, George?
No, and I don't really care. She's just there to vote for the SAVE Act and whatever for this session. And then there's going to be elections. They're going to have primary for the South Carolina for that seat and have elections. So at least they're doing it right.
All right.
In order to get some stuff passed, we need that. Like here, the House. Here's another great thing. The House just passed make daylight savings times permanent. They just passed at the House, and it actually passed 308 to 117. So a lot of Democrats jumped on board. That's now the bill heads to the Senate. So you have the Senate now. They have the daylight savings permanent bill there. You have this other Save America Act with the National Defense Authorization Act that's merged there. We have the Clarity Act that's still freaking sitting there. And there's only 20 days left. And now they're confirming Todd Blanche for Attorney General. Will they be able to get it done in time? They can. It's all on Thune. But Senator Cruz, because Lindsey Graham is sadly passed away, Senator Cruz is in charge of the Rules Committee now. So he can make some moves too. We got to keep an eye on him too and put pressure. He's another one. If you're going to talk, bro, put it up and get it done.
I agree. 100%.
I mean, I hate changing clocks. I think it's the dumbest freaking thing.
And you know, and it costs a ton of money, like clock towers. They have to rent heavy equipment to, you know, change clock towers and get access. And I want to be honest with you.
Who cares about
Does
that?
anybody else feel like I do, that it throws off your complete sleep patterns and everything else? That you, like, once they reset that clock, you feel discombobulated for a couple of weeks. That's how I felt since the very beginning. I've hated this since the first day I learned about this as a child. This is dumb. So I hope to God they make this final. We never have to deal with that stupid clock change thing ever again. I think it's bad for our health, honestly. I think our sleep patterns get disrupted, and I think it's a stupid, absolutely, you know, draconian effort, you know, by the government. It's ridiculous. So let's hope that
But
passes.
at least the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, is doing stuff. At least he's making moves. Everything is, you know, it's stuck in the Senate. So I mean, I was worried about Johnson, but they're getting stuff done. But now it's all on the Senate and Thune. Who the hell suggested Thune for majority leader for the Senate? I don't know who did that one and why. I can bet you.
Right.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Thune. If you don't get this shit passed, you might as well enjoy these last years as a senator, because you will not be elected senator again. I'm going to pretty much guarantee that.
He better
buddy.
get his shit right. He's up for a power slap too. Honestly, Thune, I challenge you to come on the show and explain to us why you aren't behind this and absolutely going all in, because it really is a bad look, buddy. You're looking like one of the traitors. All right, we're going to take a short break here. When we come back, another activist judge. Of course, he's a Democrat, letting people walk for manslaughter. Yeah, not a good look. We'll be right back here on The Big Ming Show with George Valentine, Lance Migliaccio. It's Edge of the Night. You know how we do it. While you're on the break, take the live link. Go on your social media and share it. Do it everywhere you can. Take a few minutes, follow us on YouTube, Local, Rumble, and follow our social media. And if you're new in the chat, when we come back on the break, we expect you to get in there. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. We want to know you're new. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to be right back. Big Ming Show, baby.
Before we leave this segment, I'm going to throw something to Lance, because he can't. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. And yesterday we weren't around for Taco Tuesday, but yesterday was Taco Tuesday, and I'm going to bring it up. We'll be right back. It's Hump Day.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here we host Lance Migliaccio, George Ballantine. We got the Big Mig Mafia in the chat, Big Mig Army. Listen, if you're out there listening or watching, if you have a chance, come join the chat. If you're new, I'll give you a shout out right now on the show, or sometime during the show if I see you pop in. Give you a nice shout out. But don't get in trouble if you're at work. But don't forget, listen, hit the thumbs up button, follow, like, share if you can, all the buttons, subscribe if you can. Every little bit helps us out. We truly appreciate it. But most importantly, you just being here, we truly appreciate your support. Oh, what do we got?
I want to throw one thing
Wolf
in.
63,
Anybody
what's
that's
up?
subscribed to us over here, anybody that's on a paid subscription, let the mods know. Put it in the chat. We'll validate that you are a paid subscriber. I want to make sure we're following you from our bigger accounts over on X. We've got 3 good accounts over there, the Big Mig Show, my account, and George's account. We want to make sure the paid subscribers are getting followed. So give it to the mods. We'll authenticate that you're a paid subscriber. And if you don't get a follow from all 3 accounts, you let us know. We want to make sure we're supporting you guys and your growth on social media also. So if you're a paid subscriber, we want to make sure we're following you. Okay.
You heard it from the horse's mouth there, people. What can I say?
Yeah. So that's there. Let the mods know. Like I said, we'll validate and do it. And then if we miss you somehow, we make a mistake, don't take it personally. Just let us know, and we will take care of it. That's my word to you. All right. Let's talk about
you could just email us at info at thebigmig.com. That email goes to me, or you can hit our personals, gb at thebigmig.com or lm at thebigmig.com. Yeah. We got you covered. Ultramatic Girl, I just gave you the email, so I don't want to hear you didn't type it. You must have typed it in wrong. Anyway. Let us do something for you guys. We got the perfect solution for the people who can't watch their cryptos 24/7. You know, I know crypto's been kind of stagnant. That's all because of the Clarity Act, because it's the unknown. People are waiting to see what is getting passed, regulations and stuff, and then they'll start committing more, and you'll see it go crazy. But I'm just here talking about Block Trust IRA. They're bringing access to cryptocurrency wealth to everyday people. They have an exclusive Animus AI trading platform that works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that go far beyond buy and hold. This sophisticated technology, once reserved only for Wall Street insiders, but now it's available to you. And this system was named #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine out of more than 1,500 global competitors. Our clients are already seeing over 250% returns on their investment, all with military-grade security and up to $200 million insurance. Your wealth is fully protected. So don't wait. Visit bigmigcrypto.com today and see how you can join this financial revolution. It's finally giving everyday Americans access to a crypto opportunity of a lifetime. Once again, visit bigmigcrypto.com today and you get up to $2,500 of free crypto. QR codes on the screen. Take a screenshot. The link's in the chat and in the more section of the video. All you got to do is go check it out. All right. Everybody should be outraged. And it's hard for me to comprehend this. I know it's hard for Lance to comprehend this. But remember that illegal alien semi-truck driver who killed 3 people in that fiery Southern California crash?
Yes.
3 people he killed. And he's only sentenced to 4 years by a Democrat judge. 4 years for killing 3 people. It's a crash regardless. It's like manslaughter. I know in my state, New Jersey, you get a manslaughter charge for like killing somebody in a crash. If you're like DUI or something or whatever, it's 10 years. That's just one body. This person's got 3 bodies. Why? Because he's an illegal alien. He's 21 years old. Shouldn't have had a license anyway.
And he was drunk.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was DUI. For a regular DUI, you might get that much time. Here's my thing. This is a Superior Court Judge, Shannon Fowarty, right? Of course, a Democrat. She was appointed by Newsom to fill a vacancy. She just gave this guy 4 years and 8 months. Now, does anybody out there think that is a travesty of justice for the 3 people's families that lost their lives? How do you have an illegal immigrant, first of all, commit 3, and he pled guilty to 3 cases of manslaughter?
I got to make a correction. They suspected him DUI, but there was no drugs or alcohol in the system. It's in there.
Well, I got to tell you, regardless of whether he was drunk or not, 3 people lost loved ones. 3 loved ones, right? He wrecked 8 vehicles. 4 big rigs were involved in that deadly crash. He was driving at a high rate of speed when he slammed into the vehicle. I find it hard to believe that he wasn't under the influence of drugs or other stuff, but they said he wasn't under the influence. You're right about that, George. But does anybody out here think this is a travesty of justice like I do? And this is what I mean. They'll go soft on these illegal immigrants, these Democrat judges. And in my opinion, when does a judge get to the point where they just should immediately be removed? Here's a judge that should be removed. These family should be going absolutely ballistic over this. Newsom should be fried for this. This is horrible. As governor, if I was Newsom, I wouldn't allow this to go on. I would have gone ahead and said, we're going to reverse that. We're going to revisit this. This guy needs to get at least 25 years. This is ridiculous. All right, let's play the clip.
Yeah. Sad.
This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
We begin with breaking news at 11. This exclusive video just in. It's dash cam video shared with Eyewitness News, and it's from the red semi-truck that plowed into a number of vehicles on the westbound 10 freeway in Ontario just after 1 p.m. today. It is now the subject of several law enforcement investigations. This fiery collision killing 3 people and involving a total of 8 vehicles. Tonight, the CHP telling the LA Times the driver of this big rig is a 21-year-old man who is now under arrest on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs. A total of 4 semis were involved and also 4 passenger vehicles, one of them, as you saw, exploding in flames. In addition to the 3 people killed in this mass casualty incident, at least 4 other people were taken to local hospitals for treatment. We have a live picture now from Air 7 over that deadly crash scene in Ontario. Southbound lanes are open. Westbound traffic is moving again, but only in the fast track lanes. Tow trucks continue to clear the roadway, and that red semi that slammed into all those trucks and cars still close to the shoulder of the road, along with another semi that was also caught up in all of this.
You know, here's the thing with this one. You know, when his illegal immigrant is done with his sentence, there's going to be an ICE detainer because they're going to want to ship him out the country, deport him. You think California's going to honor that, or they're just going to let him walk out the door? I'm going to say they're going to let him walk out the door, but we won't know that till his sentence is up. Or don't be surprised if Newsom pardons him because he likes to bow down to the illegal immigrants. I don't know. Just saying. What do you think?
I have to tell you, I think the feds ought to take control of him and they ought to retry him under federal law. That's what I think. Because I believe they could retry him under federal law for lots of other crimes. Because that little slap on the wrist, 4 years and 8 months, under California law, my guess is he'd only serve what, George, 50% before he gets to apply for release?
I don't know. In California.
I'll bet as soft as they are, it's probably a slap on the wrist. You probably do the first 18 months, and then you can probably apply. It's probably some garbage like that.
Who knows?
All right. Trump says the U.S. is going to continue nightly attacks against Iran, says bridges and power plants will be hit next week. Hallelujah. Finally, they're going to hit some power plants. I've been saying this for months. Since this started, hit the power grid.
He has.
Stop the Bitcoin mining. Donald Trump, you're kind of slow on the trigger here, buddy. You should have hit the bridges and the power plants right out of the gate. I don't understand why you didn't. I don't understand why you haven't hit the Bitcoin mining facilities. They're mining Bitcoin 3 to 6% of the hash rate, the global hash rate. They're still selling that Bitcoin all over the place. It's one of the revenue sources you should have cut off. The IRGC and the Basij militia have been using that money to rearm. So it's about freaking time. Maybe you finally watched the show. I don't know. Maybe one of your staff watched it and said, the Big Mig brings a good point. They've been talking about hitting the power plants for a long time. George, any idea why it took them this long to decide that bridges and power plants were a good target?
Not sure, but why are you telegraphing what you're going to hit and stuff? Just do it. Like it came out this morning as something that says Trump said something about doing a ground invasion in Iran and take Karg Island. Don't talk about it, bro. Just do it. I mean, the worst thing you do is project what you're going to do in anything. Don't let your enemy know your next move. Shame, shame, shame. Just do that. Bomb the fucking shit out of
Bitcoin mining facilities. Donald Trump, it's time to hit the Bitcoin mining facilities. You can hit the power grid and the Bitcoin mining.
But let's
take away their money, and that'll be the end of it.
Let's play this video because then we're going to talk more about Iran. We got more stuff on Iran. Some cool shit.
Do you anticipate that the strikes we're seeing this week against Iran will expand? Are you considering hitting energy targets or other locations inside of Iran?
I'll save the energy targets for last, but ultimately we'll hit energy targets, yeah. But we're going to hit them very hard tonight. We're going to hit them very hard tomorrow night. We're going to hit them very hard the night after. And then next week it gets really bad for them because next week comes the power plants. Next week comes the bridges. We're going to knock out all their power plants. We're going to knock out all their bridges unless they get to the table and negotiate.
Do you believe the Iranians are serious about making a deal?
I think they have no choice.
Why haven't they yet?
I think if I didn't do the way I'm doing, they would never make a deal. They would have never made a deal with Obama. That deal was the worst deal. What they did sign was a worthless piece of paper. What they signed with Obama was a worthless piece of paper that was a road to a nuclear weapon. And what I have is a wall. There will be no nuclear weapon. I'll never sign. And when you listed the three things, by far the most important is they will not have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, no nuclear weapon. What's cool is, I don't know if you've seen this, they're attacking, this was, I think, on the 12th. They're attacking all their facilities by the water. They were using, like, the drone ships. Did you see that, Lance?
Yeah, I did see it, actually.
That was pretty cool.
Do you remember that drone I told you about that they can put on the drone actually sits on the bottom of the seafloor, and it actually detects motion once it's activated? My understanding is they're starting to deploy some of those also.
Yeah. Oh, the one. Yeah. I mean, I wonder, did they get all the mines out?
So it's a drone that sits kind of, in limbo. It just sits on the bottom of the ocean, and they can activate it. And once it's activated, it's triggered off a motion, or it's triggered by actual targeting. Supposedly, the U.S. has started putting some of those on the seafloor in the Strait of Hormuz.
My question is why are we using the drone bullets? Why don't we just fly our fighters in there and just use some missiles on it? Blow it up that way.
I do have something to say about that. I think it's beneficial in a way because you've got unmanned drones versus a manned fighter aircraft. I agree with you. I understand what you're saying also, but I think some of this drone technology, take advantage of it. You don't risk any troops. You don't risk any lives, and it still gets the job done. So I'd like to see more of it. Listen, drone warfare here is to stay. It's frightening. You guys have seen the videos on X. You've seen them on, social media, on True Social and other platforms. It's a frightening technology, and I got to tell you, it's getting more and more sophisticated. You see the innovation even in the Ukraine-Russia war. So let's show this clip. This is pretty interesting.
There's no audio, so I'm going to put it with us so we can talk.
Yeah.
You can talk, Lance.
Yeah, watch closely because this happens pretty quick. Interesting stuff. I mean, crazy, right? That they got it on cam, George?
Yeah. But here's my question. Here's my question, everybody, right? You seen that? So that drone boat that we're sending, that blows up, right? It's gone.
Yeah.
How much does that drone boat cost versus having a guy in an F-22 fly over and then shoot some missiles versus the drone boat? Like,
that's a good question. I don't know if the drone boat's less expensive. No, it's a great question. I think you always have to look at the expense in war. But, I also think sometimes it's a great opportunity in kinetic events to test new battlefield technology. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these drones they're using being used for the first time, they're trying to validate that they're useful and they can be used. In general, drones usually cost less than missiles. I know that as a basic rule, that most missiles cost more money because of the targeting systems. Now, whether or not you're risking an F-22 along with a missile, I don't know. It's one of those things that
what are you risking? They have no air defense systems. We blew all those up.
Well, they say we did, but did they? I'm always curious.
I don't know.
There's heard a lot of stuff in the press about what they did and what they didn't do, and yet I don't know.
Okay. Send a drone that shoots some missiles. Then we have drone planes that the Reapers.
Yeah, the Reapers
do that. I mean, I don't know.
But let me ask you this, and then for the audience, I'll ask the same question. Do you think when you have an opportunity to test out new technology and new innovations on the battlefield, and you're in a situation, you're in a battlefield, which isn't always that, you don't always have that opportunity, right? Because when you test new equipment, when you test new battlefield technologies, a lot of times they're in an environment where there's no pushback, there's no, there's no environmental issues, there's no local fighter aircraft, there isn't any of that. You just test it and they go, oh, look, and see, it works. Now you get to test it. Is it an opportunity that you don't want to miss to test our new technology?
Okay, that I can live with that. That's good. Good with
Might
that.
be right.
Why
I don't
not?
know.
Test the boats. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw
All right.
it.
Well, I guess everybody got what they voted for.
Wait, can we test out some of our other missiles and maybe
Yeah, I like it.
maybe hit their Bitcoin mining plant, Lance? What do you think?
Listen, you know me. If Pete Hegseth gives me the finger on the trigger, Bitcoin mining's done today. I'd hit every one of their mining facilities and the power sources, that infrastructure leading up to it. They wouldn't have any Bitcoin mining by the end of the day. If Pete Hegseth, if you want to give me the finger on the trigger, we'll do it right here on the Big Mig Show. You can put a big red button on my desk right here, and I will be happy to push that button, and I will stop that Bitcoin mining like they should have stopped it weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago. All right, well, these people in New York are paying the consequences for voting for the wrong person. You got your socialist Mondami. He's turning New York into a taxpayer nightmare. Of course, all the people that want to suck off the system, that want free food and free groceries and free this and free that, they're loving it. But man, shows that New York's share of U.S. millionaires plummeted from 12.7% in 2010 to just 8.7% in 2022. And I have heard that they are under 7%, that all the millionaires are fleeing New York. Why? Tax revenue.
They lost billions in tax revenue because of this.
Absolutely.
Where are they going to? Florida, Texas, Tennessee, some people.
Well, they're pushing on tax the rich. Even AOC wore that dress, tax the rich, if you remember when she went to that gala, the Met Gala. New York City millionaires, they making $300,000 plus. I guess that's middle class there. But
all these socialists all have the same message. They want to tax higher. They want to give everything free. They want to defund the police and put social workers out there to go meet a guy that's carrying a knife or a gun or something.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the social workers that try to do that job. I want to see the stupid ones, because you must be a socialist. So if they want to kill the socialists, go right ahead. I care less then.
All right,
it doesn't work. Socialism doesn't work. It's been tried and tested. It does not work.
Yep.
But it gets better. There's more to this story.
Millionaires between 2010 and 2022, causing around $11 billion in lost tax revenue. Fox Business host Cheryl Casoni is here with the latest. Hey, Cheryl.
Good morning. We've been talking about this. We've been warning about it. And there's actually 2 new studies that show that money leaves when you up taxes, just like the DSA Socialists of America want to do in that chapter here in New York City. They actually are pushing to raise taxes on anybody in New York City that's making $300,000 or more, which is in New York City considered, believe it or not, middle class. From 2010 to 2022, New York's shares of the nation's millionaires declined from 12.7% to 8.7%. Now, the mayor of New York, this is Zohran Mamdani, he is dismissing concerns that taxing the rich is going to drive out the millionaires, despite the fact that we've got the data that shows that that's already been happening. Watch.
I've been very clear about the fact that we live in the wealthiest city in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, and it's unacceptable that 1 in 4 New Yorkers are living in poverty. And I believe that the wealthiest can do a little bit more to ensure that everyone can afford to live here. I look forward to continuing to advance a vision of our city that has room for everyone, because that's also what makes the city so incredible.
Well, the city we've already instituted the pied-à-terre tax. Governor Hochul signed off on that. That's going to change the real estate dynamic.
However, though, Lance, the liberal news media, CNBC, came out with a list of the 10 worst states to live in, but they all have one thing in common, which is crazy. They're saying 10 worst states that do not make the grade: Tennessee, Texas, Indiana, Louisiana, Georgia, Utah, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Yeah, of course, they're picking all red states, right? How funny is that? That's the one thing they have in common. But they're saying Texas is the worst place to live in, but people are moving out in droves. All big corporations are moving to Texas and Florida. I mean, they're just trying to minimize the damage of socialism in Mondami and California and Seattle, because they're all socialist idiots, and trying to come out with this fake story. But it's not going to work, because we're here to tell you differently.
I mean, again, if you're watching CNBC at all, you're doing yourself an incredible disservice. If that's not a leftist, shitty channel,
I have a question.
It's mainstream media at its worst. There's really no reason to watch it, because does anybody truly believe that Tennessee, Texas, Indiana, Louisiana, Georgia, Utah, Missouri, Alabama, and Oklahoma, and Arkansas are all worse than all these other red states like Illinois, New York, California?
You know what, Lance? Every state on that list, except Missouri, saw more Americans move in than move out. But then you have states like California, New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, saw people leave in droves. So that just tells you that it's just another liberal lie trying to lie to the American public.
I mean, Texas,
the American public,
Oklahoma,
listen, you got to, what?
These numbers are gigantic. I just got to give these numbers. Texas saw an increase in their population of 23%. Oklahoma saw an increase of 26%.
Yeah.
Alabama saw an increase of 36%. I mean, Georgia saw an increase of 13%, but yet California, minus 25%. Washington State, minus 10%. Oregon, minus 9%. New York, minus 28%. This is why when CNBC, in my opinion, I won't even let it be played.
You know what's funny?
If I walk into a bar, I'll get the remote and I'll turn it off.
So California has negative 25% moving out. South Carolina actually has the highest, fastest per capita growth in the country, 79.7%.
I mean, Virginia saw a minus 13%, almost 14%. Think about these numbers, and then ask yourself, what really numbers and accounting did CNBC use? This is a leftist piece of shit, false narrative. I would recommend for you people at home, you walk into a bar, they got CNBC on, immediately ask them to change it. And if you can get control of the remote, you could put CNBC on a block on the remote. That's what I would do. None of this crap. I'm tired of the lies. CNBC can suck a big fat one. All right. Tell me about this report, George.
What do we got? Oh, this is about Obamacare. Oh, this is good. So we have, I'm going to call it, they call it the Affordable Care Act, right? But they found more vulnerabilities in this. We find every week or every other week, there's so much fraud coming up, vulnerabilities, but yet nothing, this is where Congress can step in and fix it. However, they're not doing anything. The DOJ is doing stuff, FBI is doing stuff to make an arrest, but not enough. They found $27 billion in Obamacare fraud just been exposed. And they're saying because of lack of basic safeguards, where they're allowing deceased people and other scammers to steal taxpayer funds. You know what's crazy? When a person dies and they go to a funeral home, automatically that guy puts his stuff in the system and gets sent. And the bank gets notified. Everybody gets notified. So how are they using deceased people to sign up for stuff? Is that how antiquated our systems are? The older computers, they don't integrate. They're not matched up. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Just for example, If you have a dead relative, a father or mother, try sending a credit card application and see what happens. It gets denied because the person's dead. But meanwhile, our government, you can get a scam and get insurance card or stuff like that. That makes no sense. They found 160,000 people in the program legitimately had their accounts accessed and changed without their permission. That is crazy.
It's crazy.
27 billion in improper payments. People taking advantage of the system. People with fake identities. Other people, they're using other people's social security cards. All to receive subsidies. Maybe I should try it. I mean, I don't know. Everybody else is doing it. Why don't we try it? Fuck it.
Hey, George, I'm going to throw a quick thing in here just for everybody.
Uh-oh.
For everybody that hasn't been paying attention, this cyclosporoisis, I think is how it's pronounced, sporoisis, explosive diarrhea. There are a lot of foods linked to this. This stuff is spreading all over the country. You got to be careful. They're talking about fresh herbs, sprouts. What'd you say?
Could have did it after the video.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're right. Let's watch the video first. I apologize. Explosive diarrhea. I was just worried for everybody.
A new Government Accountability Office report revealing fraud and security failures in the Obamacare marketplace. Investigators finding fake identities and stolen information were both used to access subsidies, impacting legitimate enrollees. Fox Business correspondent Connor Hansen has the latest live on Capitol Hill. Hey, Connor.
Hi, Bill. One House committee estimates around $27 billion in improper payments are going to people taking advantage of this system. Now, for months, the Government Accountability Office has been investigating fraud in the Obamacare marketplace. In a new report, it found that a lack of basic safeguards allows bad actors to use fake identities, other people's social security numbers, and even dead people to receive subsidies. This investigation found as many as 160,000 people using the program legitimately had their accounts accessed and changed without their permission. The House Energy and Commerce Committee Chairman Brett Guthrie blames the previous administration and sent us a statement saying the Biden-Harris administration actively removed safeguards protecting Americans from unscrupulous actors taking advantage of them, including unauthorized enrollments and switching Obamacare plans. The Government Accountability Office says agents and brokers do play a key role in helping people get coverage, but recent prosecutions show some enrolled or switch people's plans without permission, and those victims can face unexpected costs, tax liabilities, and can lose access to their providers or their medication. Now, in that report, the GAO recommends stronger identification strategies to help prevent people from taking over legitimate accounts. The Trump administration also said last month that it's removing millions of fraudsters from the Obamacare rolls. Bill?
It's starting to get really hard to keep track of all these different fraud headlines these days, staggering amounts of it. Connor Hansen, live on Capitol.
Just clarify, there is no video of explosive diarrhea. Lance misspoke, but
yeah,
there is something going on, though, around the country.
You never want to see the words diarrhea and explosive put in the same terminology. This is serious. There are thousands and thousands of cases. They're linking it to fresh produce, pre-made salads, herbs, sprouts, food coming out from unsanitary, food vendors, carts. You better be careful out here. This stuff is spreading like wildfire. It's a parasite of some sort. And people are definitely having explosive diarrhea. The descriptions are not good. So for anybody out there, hopefully you're not suffering from this. And I'm not sure. I don't know if you have to use antibiotics to clear it up. I'm not really, they don't really go into a lot of detail here, but this is ugly, George. And it's going on all over. I guess Michigan right now already has 3,000 or 4,000 cases. And that's just one state.
Yeah, a lot of it's going on. I mean,
well, here
I know it's a lot. It's coming on. It's a lot. I think on the East Coast right now.
Yeah.
And it's coming around or some shit. I don't know.
Can we get a fresh produce delivery to Congress? Let's make sure we're getting some of this explosive diarrhea parasite foods into the congressional food locker. That way they can go down and have a nice lunch and then get explosive diarrhea. Maybe they'll get something done. Yeah, I'd like to give it to everybody in Congress right now. I wish them explosive diarrhea.
No. We need them to stay and pass the new SAVE Act bill.
Okay.
The Clarity Act and the Daylight Savings Time.
If they don't pass it, do we give them explosive diarrhea then?
I like to give them something even worse, but I can't say it on air.
All right. Well, listen, if you love the show, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Go over to YouTube. Now, listen, here's the drill. On the way out of here, if you love the show, give us a follow here at Rumble. Give us a follow on YouTube and Locals if you're a member of Locals. Find us on social media. Join the community over on X. Let us know. Get in there. Leave us some messages. You can hit us at info@thebigmig.com. Any top interviews you'd like us to get or anything else you'd like us to cover, we're here for it. We love to get little news and sound bites. Sometimes we miss stuff. We love you guys doing the research to let us know what top stories you want to hear about. So listen, God, country, family, you know what it's all about. We do it here, educating and unifying the country, one episode at a time. It's all because of you guys. So thank you very much. George, last words, buddy.
Y'all have a great hump day. Catch you tomorrow,
I knew
Thursday.
we were going to do that. I'm getting rid of George's last words. From here on out, we're closing.
Listen, I do all the production. I control everything, bro. You can't do nothing. You can change. We can switch up roles if you want. I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very good. My production would not be like yours. All right. Well, listen, we love you guys.
No, I got the last word. No. Hump day. Goodbye. Love yous.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these K9 units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.